Welcome to Moonlight Massacre. Before you attempt to survive the beasts of Kenhorst, you must follow these simple rules. For your safety and the safety of others, please walk, not run. This attraction consists of fog effects, strobe lighting, and dark areas. If you must exit, please follow the exit signs designated throughout the attraction, and may you find the beast first before they find you.
2017 was a big success for Cornstalkers, the haunt that was in my backyard. We had over 1,000 people come, and we had great experience, great guest feedback, and I knew I had something. I was on to something. And from that moment forward, on November 1st, I started designing 2018's haunted attraction. Now with the design, I had originally set for it to be in the backyard where 2017's Cornstalkers haunt was. But luckily enough for me, I had a client, Retro Fitness, who approached me about doing the haunt on their location. They had 8,000 square feet of space not being used, had a parking space, lots of lights, restaurants, so we had a lot of activity that could bring more business.
So when Branden told me the news that, we were going to be having a bigger space, it was an awesome feeling, because it's like, look, we can actually do something now. Compared to last year, it's a smaller spot. This year we actually had a bigger area to throw in new ideas and scenes that, would just, hopefully blow the crowd away. And I was so happy with the fact that finally we were going to be able to do more things. We were going to be able to go big.
So I presented to the council 2 times. The first time was for the backyard, and then the second time was for the new location in the Kenhorst shopping plaza. And they loved the pitch. They were actually happy about it because we didn't have to affect the neighborhood really at all. Their issues were safety, obviously, and we were able to address that with security. So we did pretty well with the presentation for council.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, it's approved, finally. Now it's just time to build, the fun part. $50 more to go. So we've been working on this for a week now, And you can tell we've gotten 3 of the main walls up on the outermost part of the attraction. And this one we worked on yesterday for about 4 hours during the day. And then I came back around dusk, and I noticed the entire thing collapsed. So my team and I spent another 2 hours picking up the pieces, essentially. I guess when you're building a single wall like this, you need some side support. So we put a number of these down, and it seems to be holding. But once we get that 4th wall up, they all should be self-sustaining. As we began the building process, we ran into some issues like any other construction project would. We had structural issues where we didn't have the necessary support in some areas, and we had walls collapse. Luckily enough, no one was in there and got hurt. But on top of that, the weather. When dealing with an outside build like this, weather is 100% factor. And of course, 2018 in the summer, Berks County received 66 inches of rain that year, and we felt every inch of it. It was horrible. Everything was wet, muddy. The ground wasn't taking, it wasn't stable, and we had to build this 4,000 square foot structure on top of that. So fortunate enough for me that we had some help and we had enough supplies and material in order to keep the structure in a position where it would withstand anything. Just a quick update on the construction of what we've done in the past few days. As you can see, we've got some of the black fabric up for the walls. We did this in place of the plywood because it's a lot cheaper. It actually adds a really nice effect to it as well. As you can see through here, we pretty much finished construction with the 5 rooms. I say 5 rooms because originally we were going to do 4, but the 5th room kind of added a nice suspenseful element to the whole haunt. This is actually where the maze is going to be, in between all the rooms. So 5 heavily themed rooms, and then 1 giant maze in between each one to get to all of these rooms.
And behind it all, a man who's had some attraction experience.
Yes, for many years. I used to work for Disney.
Branden Moyer has taken the property behind his backyard
It used to be a junkyard for about 30 years.
and turned it into something new and scary.
It offers lots of twists, turns, and just a lot of dark areas.
As patrons make their way through those dark areas, they'll also be bringing some light to children in need.
In 2017, we purchased a property right behind my house. Originally, it was a junkyard, and it had been like that for almost 40 years. And fortunate for me, I was able to clear that out in enough time, literally weeks before we even opened the attraction. And Cornstalkers didn't take us too long to build like it did with Kenhurst Horror Nights, Moonlight Massacre, but still it was a struggle. We had a very successful weekend during Halloween where we had over 1,021 people come through our gates. We did charge a $3 admission. However, we did donate that to the Spirit of Children Foundation. All right, so we are located at Cornstalkers, which was our famous haunted attraction, backyard haunted attraction last year. I acquired this property last September, and for 35 years it was nothing but a junkyard. And well, let's see. It looks like a rainforest now, so it's so as you can see, it's overgrown, weeds. We've actually cut down some of these trees here we're going to be using for this year's haunted attraction. But as you can see, this is our little facade that we created last year. The whole back area was the entire attraction. We had about 80 pallets lined up in a maze-like fashion, and in between them there were over 2,000 corn stalks, which created the maze. And yeah, we had over 1,000 people come, so it was pretty successful, and it's It's nice to see where it was from last year to this year. The future for this property is pretty much going to be storage for the next attractions that we do, including Moonlight Massacre. So we're trying to get ahead of the rain that's coming. We're supposed to get a lot, so we want to try to get as much done as possible. As you can see, we've been working on some of the lighting, and we got more guys coming to help us out with that. Our goal today was to get most of this stuff done before the rain comes, so that possibly this weekend we can kind of continue into more rooms. Definitely going to start working on the laser room as well, getting that taken care of. We got some more people coming over to assist in that, and yeah, just trying to get as much done as possible. Okay, and then where else do you think we can use this at?
How long is the wire?
Well, the extension cord can run that way. All right. I mean, once this is straight, then you won't be able to see much in here. So this is the laser room, and this is actually technically our swamp room. So we'll have multiple lasers on the wall, and you know, the guests will come in and it will feel to them as if they're just walking through muck and slime and just a murky water feel, but bloody. So the actors will, you know, get them here for sure. There'll be vines hanging down from here, and we'll have one of my animatronics as well here, the snake. So that should give a pretty good, decent scare. Bring me my my drill, please. I have to reposition this. And cover this whole door frame, like put it over the beam here. Doesn't have to be perfect, just a little wet. So as you can see, the fog gives the illusion that it literally stops at the edge of the light beam. But instead, the entire room is covered in fog, but the light just chooses the one direction of height of where you put it, and it creates the illusion. Now this room will be covered in multiple lasers, which give the guests multiple angles of view. Because right now, if you look the other way, you can't see anything. Only in the direction of the laser, you'll be able to see it. Less light, less light. Yeah.
And I was just here like a half hour ago.
All right, you can see me, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what now?
Well, I see where you went, so.
But can you see me?
I see the puma a little bit. The white shirt. How many are going to be in here? Well, I'm getting a tour, ain't I?
Yeah.
That party.
Yeah.
There's going to be a massacre at the
Oh, God. Can you see me?
Nah. Nah, I see you.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I don't really see you, but.
This one.
Oh, that one, yeah. Yeah, clear it out.
When are you working till?
9 to Lots of fog up there. So what you think? Pretty cool, huh? Mm-hmm. And those are just 2 lasers. I got more on the way, so there'll be about 2 on each wall. So you'll really see the effects of it. Wow, look how foggy that is. That looks crazy. Can't even see. Wow, look at the parking lot. Look at it all. So the issue with going from a backyard haunt to a pro haunt is size, and size does matter. And within that size, you have to fill everything in. Now, building the structure was one issue, filling it with props, decor, effects, that was another issue. Got my 170-foot pine tree taken down today, the house, and essentially we're using all the greens for inside the haunt as far as all the walls and essentially just making it look like a forest. So we're pretty excited about this today. It's a big moment for us. Well, that'll do it, I think. That should really make this haunt look like a forest, I'm hoping. So we got a busy weekend coming up. All right, ladies. You ready for this? Mm-hmm. Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right, you're giving my stars again, right?
Now I just gotta figure out what they can be. Just twins or?
Like creepy twins. Can you find maybe, I don't know, like a Goodwill or something, like a nightgown? Like the exact nightgown for both of them.
No, please not the Hello Kitty.
No,
No, not the Hello Kitty.
We're
Like-
looking
like
for
a
like
very,
some
like, old
Amish
yes.
kind of.
Yep, like a
I think we
farmer's
have
look.
some. we have some Mennonite friends.
There's stores
so.
I can.
That'd be
Yeah.
perfect. Because I think if you two match and you play off each other like you
Yeah.
did last year, you guys are gonna be great. You can creep me out too when I did a walkthrough. So yeah, let's work on that, and then with you, I think we have a general idea of what we're gonna do.
Yeah. What?
You guys are starting already, and we still got 2 months.
Halloween's all year round for me.
Well, that night when we got to go over and look at all that stuff, you know, it was creepy. Like, it was really creepy. It looked like something that you would see in a horror movie. Going through the rest of the haunt, you know, like talking about where everybody was going to be placed, things that we were going to do, it was just like awesome. All the ideas that everybody had, it was the best time ever. But I'm not going to lie, going through that at night by yourself, I was scared.
I have a victim or two inside here, so that they kind of know what happened. We wanted to create a scene of the werewolves came in and ravaged it up, essentially. So, and then they exit through over here. Then they go into a maze, a room, another maze, the swamp, another maze, a room, maze, and then finally one more room to exit. So this is a lot bigger than what we're used to.
It's perfect.
It's 4,000 square feet, so it's 5 times the size of the other one.
An idea for you.
Yeah.
For whoever's in there,
Mm-hmm.
have them just barely on the brink of death, and
That's-
have them say,
Yep.
"Beware the full moon," and then that's it. And then they just like blood just rushes out of their mouth and they're done.
Okay. I like that.
Like you could do that. You could put them over there.
I see, no.
Right.
Either
But
one.
I mean, click, click.
I don't know where I'm going to go.
All right. If I have one more spider crawl up on me, I'm gonna lose it. I don't like spiders.
Like me. She does not like snakes either.
Yeah, so that's just a little taste of what's to come in the next. Well, this whole thing has to be done in 25 days.
Yes, because we also have a wedding too.
Yes, we both have a wedding.
Look.
Just one's losing his freedom, the other one's enjoying it.
No, I'm losing it with you. I'm losing it with you, brother.
So while designing a haunt on paper and trying to figure out the design for the rooms and what to put into them is completely different than when building the haunt and seeing the open space that you have to work with. I mean, you're looking at angles that you can't look at on a piece of paper. Therefore, a lot of the designs have changed and evolved through the process. We had the campground that was originally going to be there, but I changed it up in different areas, and we added a large fire pit and a clothesline to kind of tie everything together like there were campers there and using it. The swamp room in the middle of the haunt actually wasn't even part of the original design. It was something that I just thought of that would be kind of interesting to integrate into this haunt since it was a woodsy theme. And we had one room that we kind of had to just, make something up, and eventually it actually turned out to be one of the most popular rooms, which was the butcher shack. So Friday early morning, anywhere between 1:30 6 o'clock a.m., someone decided to cut into this fence big time, and as you can see, the drag marks took our generator that was right here, good 20 feet from the fence line. It sucks, especially knowing that someone was in the property without me or someone else. Not sure if they were roaming around at all at the haunt, tampering with anything else. As of right now, it doesn't seem that way, but I guess time will tell. So far, all of our tools are in place. It was just the generator that happened to be sitting out here at the right time. Building a large project like this in a small community, everyone tends to hear about it really quickly, and especially the wrong people. Unfortunately, we had a generator sitting within the fence line just outside of the haunt that we were using for our entire electrical system. One evening, someone cut through the chain link fence, pulled it out, and it was never to be seen again. So it was very disappointing that that was the sort of response that some people had towards this event. Once I noticed it was gone, I immediately called the Reading Police Department, filed a report, and then I went searching for it on my own. Unfortunately, we came up with nothing. All right, so DQ is going to be using our new USB drive to get everything from Thursday evening 7 p.m. to Friday morning 7 a.m. There really shouldn't be any reason why there would be a car out here at 1:45 in the morning, but there is, and I'd like to know that reason, so I'm hoping that the camera shows a little bit more of what we're looking for. But from what we were able to see, the car just sped out of the parking lot like they knew they did something wrong and didn't want to stick around. So I'm hoping the camera shows us something. So we're just waiting to see what sort of car pulls in and where they pull in at. There he is, at 204. An orange car at least came in. And this area should not have any cars really, because Dairy Queen is closed, Retro's closed. So that's odd. And that car's still there. I really don't know what else to do as far as moving forward with this. So we may have an idea of who done it, but there's no physical proof of it. Only proof of placement at the time that Officer Carter left his post back there, and even he said that his shift ended at 1:30, and it was there. These guys didn't come until 3:45. Believe it or not, that was not the first time someone stole something from us, and this was during the day. I was making final adjustments in the front of the haunt, just within the pink gate that we had. And as I was doing so, I heard some rustling going on in the front. I turned my head and I saw a kid picking up a container full of our USB drives that we had for our speaker system. I yelled to him and he dropped, and then he ran. And then I chased him out, and then I lost him. Again, I filed a police report, and again, nothing really came about that. But I'm fortunate enough that he didn't take anything with him. He dropped it as he went. But still, it was a nuisance that I didn't need to deal with when we were so close to opening this attraction that we've been working on for 4 months. Hey Scott, I'm over here at Lowe's. I'm looking at the 3/8" galvanized high test chain. Yeah, okay. All right, well I'll get two feet of this just for the front and the back. Security cameras in use. We'll get 2 for the back, 1 for the front. Let's see. Oh, no firearms printed. Hello. Testing. Testing. Hello. Hello. Get the fuck off my property. The haunts that I have done were in the backyard. They were simple yet effective, but I knew this haunt was going to be a lot bigger, and it required more attention to detail, not only in the design side, but the legality side of it as well. So that being said, I had 2 people actually find me when I had announced the project on Facebook. Sean and Josh. Sean contacted me through Messenger, and he had offered his services for inspecting the haunt.
I'm an independent state inspector for haunted houses, so I just contacted him about what he would need to do to become a more full-fledged haunt. Me going in, I was going in just as an inspector. I had talked to Branden about what his idea was. I could tell this was like a big project for him, so I kind of sat back, and where he would get stuck, I would kind of just help him get over that hurdle. From there, he kind of just offered me a position to help out with the haunt full time.
Josh, on the other hand, found me while I was working at the haunt, and offered his services as far as building the haunt. But while we were building the haunt, I noticed that he had this charisma about him and this character that he would just act out, just out of nowhere into this character, and I like that. I mean, we needed that. We needed help with the actors.
I met Branden. I was actually working out at Retro Fitness, which is right next door, and I saw like this whole, design starting to come through, and I see this guy coming in and out, and I'm like, what's going on? And I go and I come over and start talking to him, and here it was Branden. And Branden was telling me, yeah, I'm going to start this haunted house here. I'm like, really? And I'm like, looking at like, oh, it's going to be in the outside. I'm like, okay, cool. And then we just started clicking. I just started walking around the whole place, and I was like, all right, show me what's up. Because, I've done Shocktoberfest for years and stuff, and I've done a lot of those things. And, I love Halloween, I love horror scenes, so I was just like, let's go for it. The first thing we built was a shack, and it was really cool for my first day. And I was like, yeah, I called my wife and told her that I'm not going to be home right away. I'm working right now. And she's like, where were you? I'm like, oh, I was designing a haunted house.
How you doing? Good. You just want to stay on that X, please?
Yep.
State your first name and spell it.
Glenn.
Do you have any acting experience?
Yes, I did that before. I've done this before.
All right. For who?
I did a weekend at Field of Screams, and I did 2 weekends at Shocktoberfest.
All right, what we want you to do now is just choose a way to die and act it out.
And be verbal about it.
Yeah, verbal, anything.
Don't shoot!
You're good.
All right, now you get to have some fun. Me and Sean are going to stand up and you're going to try to scare us too.
No touching.
Don't, yeah.
Anything else goes.
I think his breath, the last guy sprayed me with his breath.
I love the smell of fresh blood. What do I mean here? Oh, yeah. Oh, you're mighty tasty, boy. Oh, look at this. What is this thing made out of? Oh my goodness. It's so beautiful. And you. Oh, that beard. Oh, you can tie me up with that anytime.
Fantastic.
Good job. Loved it.
Do you have any other special talents, that accents you can do, contortions, other abilities?
I can change my voice in like different ways.
Okay.
Oh my God! Oh, what happened here? Oh my God! Get out of my laboratory!
Yep, that was perfect. Very good.
Apparently he can tie you up with your beard.
Well, I better shave.
I got Nazi powers.
All right.
All right, man. Awesome.
Great. We'll
Thank
be
you.
in contact.
Yeah.
Scare auditions, man. There was a lot of weird things going on with that. Weather-wise was, like, for me, really, like, set the tone. We had both nights, we had these really eerie clouds coming in, and it set the tone for us. We had people that just couldn't say a thing, just stood there and just couldn't figure it out when we were trying to work on them. And then there were guys that were going over the top, and then we had people that were just like, yeah, we're not going to sign them up. But that was how it was. It was just like, we had a lot of awesome people that were there.
I want to talk to y'all. I'm glad you guys turned out. It shows a testament to, that you guys want to be doing something, to better yourself or however you want to look at it. The thing is, we're going to call you guys back next week. Some might get a call, some might not.
Again, thank you for everyone coming out. It's definitely shows that this community just loves Halloween, which is fantastic. And I look forward to working with you guys in the future. We will decide where to put you as far as characters, and then you'll have a day of a training to get training into those characters. Say if you want to be a werewolf, if we fit you into a werewolf, then you're going to be under that sort of training, or vice versa if you're in another category of acting. Say we have werewolf victims, or we have the deranged family. That will also be training for those days as well. All right. So thank you for your time, and drive home safely. All right.
Thank you guys.
Yep. Thank you. Yep, thank you. Thank you.
I wanted to draw more attention for Branden. You know, we wanted to get a crowd this year. We wanted to show everybody that, you know, there's a new sheriff in town when it comes to haunts. And, you know, so I told him that I would try to do something for the haunt, you know, like really promote it. So I went to Spirit Halloween, and I actually got the authorization to do it and everything. I stood up as a animatronic, and every time the person would touch the pad, you know, I'd jump out, I'd do, you know, a roar, or, you know, I'd follow them, snarl, and that was a lot of fun. We actually had some people that showed up out there. They were like, oh, I remember him from Spirit Halloween. And leading up to all that, you know, we really wanted to draw more attention, and we wanted to show all these other haunts around the county that, you know, we're here and we mean business.
So this is the entranceway. Again, like I told you before, we're gonna have 3 groups of 5. So approximately 15 people, maybe 20 people, depending on the rate of people. So this is the campground. So you'll have a victim here in the tent, you know, reaching out to guests, calling for help. All right. Good. The werewolf just came in and ravaged the whole thing. So the campfire will be working, not a real fire, so don't worry.
Oh, all right.
We have this that we'll be cutting and trimming, and this as well, because this just hurts.
Right.
They are screwed in, so so it looks pretty cool. We'll have spiders in here too, some webbing. But yeah, as you can see, Mother Nature granted us with some real mold.
Yeah.
So that'll be redone as well. Arborvitae here. This entire thing will be built out with foam to make it look more rocky and unreal as a cave. So what this does is it sends a beam right across to the waist.
Right.
And this entire room will be filled with fog. All right?
Okay.
The beam reacts to the fog in a way that it looks like you're going through bloody, foggy water.
Okay.
And as you move, the fog creates that ripple effect.
Right.
You can't see below your feet, but the actor below you can see you in
Okay.
awe. So you won't be able to know where they are.
Bend that a little bit too.
The whole thing?
Yeah, if they're coming around here.
Okay, we can do that.
Just another item of safety on that.
We'll write it there.
That way, you know, yeah, they cleared that, but they figured this is covered and it's not. Especially that edge like that.
Butcher roof. Okay. So then you go walk into the butcher room. Now the whole story behind this is a very redneck family in the woods. They hate when people camp on their property. So their children turn into these wolves, these werewolves. They sick those children out to get the campers, kill the campers, and they drag their bodies back here for meals, meal prep.
Right.
So everything's foam, so it's safe. Nothing's gonna stab someone. Obviously all this will be cleaned up too, but these right here, we have foam on them. No more sharpness.
Right.
We took that away. No more sharpness. Up there, these are all screwed in.
Okay.
So that's not really sharp up there, but I put it up that way because just in case. This will also be foam too. This is loose still, but we're not done with this. We're not done with this room as far as the props. We're going to be foaming all of that, so the sharp edge is not going to be an issue with people. We'll be spraying this entire thing down, and then that will also be included in your packet for the inspection, certificate of insurance, and the affidavit of the fire retardant. Okay. If it doesn't come with an affidavit of fire retardant, we'll provide a proof of spraying and proof of purchase, so that you have that for your records.
All right.
And then this is the last room. We're gonna have a couple trees in the middle here, and a couple actors, or 1 or 2 actors in here, as that final, bang for the attraction. We have 2 exit signs in case of smoke. People are crawling, at least they have an exit sign at the bottom. If not, there's an exit sign up top. Berks County is known for festivals like the Greater Governor Mifflin Community Days. They get roughly 10,000 people through the entire week over 4th of July week. And I wanted to take advantage of that. So we had built a stand out of pallets, just like we did out of the haunt. We decorated it up, themed it just the way the haunt would be, with a werewolf theme, a nice banner, and I had one of the actors assist me, Camden. And I actually kind of felt bad because it was 90, 95 degrees the entire week, and this kid would work his butt off trying to scare people, and he did a fantastic job.
I went there and wore a wolf costume with full gloves and a full mask, and I walked around with a baby wolf, and I also had flyers for the haunt, and I would pass them out, and sometimes they would pet the wolf or he would try to bite him sometimes. So I did such a nice job of scaring kids and adults that the security told us to stay in our area because they were getting too many complaints that we were scaring them, but that's what I do best.
We were in a meeting with Branden and he told me the concept, and then Branden and I on the phone texting back and forth or even calling each other, talking about concepts, and he really had everything down to a T with makeup and who he wanted to have what makeup on. So it was really an easy process for me, which I loved that, because he knew what he wanted, he knew who was gonna have that makeup on, which made it so much easier for me, because then I could come up with that concept quickly. When I make prosthetics out of cotton and latex, none of them come out the same way. You won't have a prosthetic that looks the same way twice. It's impossible. So they're unique and authentic. The prosthetics that you buy in stores, they're more molded, factory process. So it's more of an authentic, unique kind of thing.
Besides community days, billboards, flyers, and brochures, we also decided to do a TV commercial that would capture a lot of people in our county and would allow them to know that this event is happening. Let's go out in the haunt and start it up because he's ready to roll. Most of the haunt, except for the last 2 rooms, are all set up. So let's get him there and see what we can do.
Set me up where you want me at, how you want me to do it.
Yeah.
Get this fixed.
But we need power.
But I don't want.
I don't have an extra shirt on.
I got it.
I got 2 pearls. You didn't see them yet, did you? So I just want to kind of get a shot of that. If we need to put a red light in quick, let's do it.
Well, you have that lighting. That's the red lighting that you have.
Yeah. We need power. No. All right, so we're gonna go over to Retro Fitness and try to get 3 victims so they can be kind of examples for our commercial that we're filming tonight.
Stepping back, you're gonna scream.
Yep. Okay. Oh God. Just Bloody Mary scream. Here we go.
We ready?
Yeah.
All right. Action. All right. One more time.
It's like I did it for real.
I think it was real. I didn't know if they faked it or not.
I can scream really good. Like, this could fucking scream bloody murder.
Alright, enough smoke.
Action.
Somebody help! Please, somebody! Ah!
So I'm just like popping my head up like this and then crawl.
Yep.
That is so scary. Oh my God. Yeah.
Head up. Claw, claw, claw. Drag.
Ah!
Oh shit! Dude, we gotta.
That was fantastic. It was a rough 3 hours filming, but we got the footage that we needed to capture what we're trying to do with this haunt.
Come on!
This October, we'll show you horror like you've never seen.
Please, somebody! Ah!
Berks County's newest haunted attraction, Moonlight Massacre. KenhorstHorrorNights.com.
The VIP debacle. Yeah, we'll go with that. It went kind of well to a point. We had everybody working hard. We had a lot to do, and we had a lot of people coming in, and we had certain sections that weren't done, but we were working on it. We had, as soon as I got there, as soon as that speaker system was in, we had Clay and Don working on that. We had other kids running around stapling stuff. We had everybody just doing something, and everybody was just coming, trying to get things done. And I was like, all right, what's next? Where do we go now? Is this even done yet? No. Great. What was he doing then? No, he's not doing anything. Great, thanks. All right. Now what? Where'd he go? And it was just so much going on in the same moment, and I was just like, it came together to the point where it was like, okay, we have a week now to get everything else together, and we just threw it all together and got it done.
Just this little section here is a little too much.
I like it though.
I know, because you're defending it. And then over here, let me see something. I mean, I can't reach anybody here.
Well, no, that's just a hiding spot.
Yeah, okay. You know,
There's not much here, though.
I thought we were gonna have this as like, you know, if we cut these lower, maybe we can do something. You don't want to cut them lower. Okay, because I just don't think there's enough place, like, scare me trying to scare you in here. It's like, you know, I can shake shit. Ah! I mean, in all honesty, what has turned everybody, okay? Was it a curse that somebody did? The moon didn't do it, okay? How's the moon, did the moon change you just as you're standing here? Hey, look who it is. Holy shit.
Oh, wow.
Finally
I'm
here.
back.
Oh my god.
Looks good. We were talking about how this all came about. How did this happen?
Yeah, what family turns into werewolves? You know what I mean? You gotta have some sort of like
full skeleton makeup on with voodoo. Yeah,
it would make sense for it for sure.
I was thinking about having the hearse club come in. My neighbor is part of that hearse club.
When are they coming? Do you know? Opening? Yeah, we have hearse coming.
What?
Hearse club.
Can I be in the back of one of those?
And I was gonna talk to him and see if I can ride in with him, full makeup on, at a certain time that everybody's here, like crowd-wise, and then we make a big scene.
There's gonna be a red carpet.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, opening day.
Tell me, you kid, red carpet. Thank God.
Who wants to go?
But all right, but I mean, I come in. Say I come in, right, on a hearse. I come in. We open up. And I, like, at one point, boom, lights go on, everything goes on, fog comes up, and we just, I'm very, like, voodooing, cursing the whole place.
All right, cool. Well, we all know what we need to do.
I know!
Ooh, look at the teeth.
Are they like?
Holy shit, dude.
How'd they get in there?
They're glued, aren't they? Mm-hmm. You look fucking amazing.
They hurt.
Well, that's good.
They hurt really bad.
Well, try not to bite your tongue. Yeah, you did, didn't you?
I did that enough. And it hurts.
The fangs, I glued them in once, and that really wasn't a smart idea. But as far as all of that, the nails, trying to keep them on, was the toughest task. I I couldn't think of anything. We tried the latex, we tried glue, we even tried hot glue, lighting it up and putting it on my nails, and yeah, burned my fingers a couple times.
After every build, we throw a large Halloween party for friends and family, co-workers, and the real point of it is for them to test out our creation, what we've worked hard for the past 6 months with building and creating and just training and doing everything we need to do. But this year was difficult. This was a very difficult year that we had built something that wasn't even done yet.
Good.
Oh shit, Alex has it. Alex. Yeah. I need you to be a victim or something. Okay. We have to have this for the other guy. Okay. If that's, you can keep that on. Oh, okay. Yeah, keep that on. I'm gonna have to find that, but here it is. Luckily you don't have to see much, but let me know how it feels and stuff, and then good. Good? All right. Do you want this or do you want just your hands? Just my hands. Okay. Do you want these?
Oh, thank you.
And where to go and how to do it, just real quick. We're not having any lights right now in your room, so make it work.
Oh,
God. You got it, boss. You got it.
Guys ready? 10, 15 minutes, so we're getting there. Oh, we got lights too, so that's good. Our actor coordinator is on his way. He's gonna be about 15 minutes with the actors. So just hang tight, enjoy some food, and then I'll line everyone up, and then it'll be showtime. All right? Thank you.
Acting throughout the whole haunt was interesting this year. On the day that we're supposed to do our acting, we just started throwing people in where we thought would be best. I actually was told that I was gonna be up front, and basically I was the first act that everybody saw, and it was called Bone Daddy, and then we changed it to I don't even know what it was, the firstborn maybe, but it was all interesting. We had a lot of scares. We had people that couldn't even come in when they saw me, and I was trying to be nice, and I would break character and everything.
So we're gonna send in. So I moved the speaker from here and put it out there so the whole line can move. So we could just bring a group of 5 people in at a time.
Sounds good.
All right, so we're like 5 minutes from opening. So, like 4 or 5 months worth of hard work. Just a lot of time designing, building, rebuilding. All this rain that we got over the summer, I'll tell you what, we got like 40 inches of rain. So, yeah, so this is pretty exciting. We're 6 days away from the grand opening, but we're open here for the guests tonight for the friends and family event, and we're going to see how well we do. What do you say? You guys did good. You got my wife.
No, I did.
That was fun, and you did a nice job too. I love the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys did a nice job.
So we need to get a fan in that, right? That mask, too hot for him.
Too hot, and a lot of issues with it that could lead to problems. You know what I mean? If I get too involved into what I'm doing, I got in there when I was in there. I was trying to touch people, but I'm trying to get into it. But I did poke someone in the back. You know what I mean? With my hand.
We understand that.
You know what I mean? And just
So
not.
we need to reconfigure his
Either that
headset, his head. We need to either.
We need to do that in the beginning too. I mean, we
Right. So what we need to do is we need to get everyone on a schedule for maybe a couple days. You guys come at a certain time, meet with him, and all you're doing is teaching them for 2 hours.
When did that change? He was going to be in the butcher room.
When you guys were filming. When you guys were filming. When you guys were filming. Yeah.
Was it? Because
Yeah,
I thought we were
well,
going to put
the other
him in the
butcher shop.
side here with
Yeah, he was supposed to be with me.
Because it was the mom and the twins to the shack. But yeah.
You're not going to have 3 of us telling you what to do. It has to be one person because it got a little confusing tonight, even for myself.
Yeah.
All right? So we're going to do it all. We got a lot of work ahead of us.
We do, and I'm really glad that we went through this dry run. I mean, really did, because we needed this. This is actually, the funny thing is, in all honesty, this is the first time that we've been here at night.
Yep.
Which is really bad.
Yeah, I should have been here a little bit longer, right? At least one night.
we will intensify the attraction. We have to. I got too much writing on this for it not to fail.
That's why we're here too.
So I know you guys are in good hands too. So I appreciate it. All right, thanks for everything you did today. Drive home safe. All right.
You must follow these simple rules. Our actors will not.
All right, guys. All right, whoever's left, thank you again for coming out tonight. We're just running some feedback stuff right now, so that's why I've not been part of the party. So, but did everyone fill out the forms?
I did.
Perfect. We'll collect that. You didn't get no form?
I don't know who has them now. I did.
I have all of them in haunt,
I
so.
did.
Well, just text me what you thought, and we'll go from there. All right? Cool.
I'll text you back.
Oh my God. All the actors will. I'll tell everyone. Yep.
Here we go.
I ripped my one contact ripped.
It was. I literally took it out of his eye.
So I need to get. I'm gonna go
You
buy.
should have recorded that.
That's all right. I mean, you really,
I'm
you
gonna
could
go
see
buy,
it.
like, the
You could
whole
see your eyes, nice, but.
thing. So
All right.
I'm just gonna go buy those.
Well, let me go in the haunt. We got some things to work on. Everyone just grab some food. Hold tight, like 15 minutes.
So,
I'm gonna go home. All right.
Grab more food. Grab more food.
No, I don't influence him.
That's at the
November.
end of it.
All right. Let me get these guys quick, and then we'll talk to everyone.
Hey, I'll be here. I ain't got nothing.
Inside the attraction.
All right. So it was an interesting night, as I thought. Poor training, really, that we started out with, and you could tell within the performances. However, as far as the atmosphere and stuff, people really enjoyed it. This haunt isn't complete. It never would have been completed today. So after months of hard work, designing, stressful moments, October 5th, opening day, finally arrives. And it was definitely a night that I know I couldn't sleep very well. I was just so excited to present this theatrical experience that I had created and my team had worked tirelessly for the past 6 months to work on. You know, actors, they were hyped up. Everyone came on time. We had a systems check. Everything was actually quite organized. It just welcomed everyone. And as soon as you came onto the property, you knew, okay, this is a Halloween attraction and it's showtime.
Really, you need one of these? Are you sure? Good accidents do happen. Are you sure? Let's just. Oh, Batman got you. You better check that utility belt. Or you ain't gonna make it out, son. Oh man!
Go! It tried to kill me, and it took my friends through there.
Sorry, you piece of shit.
Spinning time! Better run! You're next! Get him!
Oh my god!
You will die.
Help me, please! Please help me! Which way is it?
Just follow the rope. Oh my God, you made it out! Look what it did to my face! Just watch out for the trees, okay? Just watch out! Ah, it's got me!
Ah! What's coming? Which way is it? Oh my god!
Where are you off to? You ain't gonna make it out here alive!
Oh, yeah.
I hate to break it to you. You're really not. It's not good for you to leave without me making a mask out of your face.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah?
It was very terrifying.
What did you think? You thought before you went in?
Oh, before I went, I already knew it was going to be terrifying.
My favorite part was the girl laying down and the wolf was attacking her, and she was just really authentic. Great, great scare.
I like the suspense.
All right, sounds good.
Each one, the fog room, that was really cool because you didn't even know where you were supposed to go with that.
That's right. Yeah, you couldn't see anything in there.
No. Until the hand went like this to you.
So well, Bill. I walked around, that's what I do. Look up and down. I like the characters. My favorite ones were the two little girls. They were great. Favorite room, though, was the butcher room. I like that one in the back. That was my favorite and Twilight, too.
I think this beat shocked me.
Yeah.
Honestly. I
Yeah.
feel like they don't play it as well. I feel like the characters here really got into their roles.
Fog where you couldn't even see that.
Oh yeah.
So that was something I don't think I've ever experienced at a haunted house, where you basically couldn't see, and it's like I didn't know what was going to happen next, and we had to actually kind of guide our way through the fog to get to the next part. So.
Like when you first went in, the little girls that said, "Come play with me," and then they would go somewhere, and then you would go somewhere, and you didn't see them anymore.
Yeah.
And then you would turn the corner, and they'd be there.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, "Okay." And then they'd like make you follow them. Then they would disappear, then you would go somewhere, and then they'd appear again, and then you didn't know what was going on. They were just following you everywhere.
What I can remember, opening night actually went, I think, pretty good for us. I don't think we had too many problems. It's still just like the VIP party that we had. You're still going to have, we did great with asking and doing reviews at the end. That helped figure out for the next night or the next weekend to what to improve and what to up our game in. A lot of it, which comes into like the inspection and the zoning, a lot of people wanted more people in the haunt to be scares, and with the zoning permit, in any kind of area, they'll only allow so many people. So the more scares we would put in, the less attendees we could have enter at a time. I think for the first night and first weekend, that was like our biggest challenge, just getting everybody comfortable in their positions.
Being a werewolf was pretty fun because you could, there was a lot of rooms to hide in since it was so dark. You could hide in any corner that you really wanted to, hide in any area, in that room anywhere, behind the tree or at the entrance of the whole room. I remember one corner was my favorite because you could see the entrance and the exit, so you can get both of them as they're leaving and entering. And sometimes I would duck down to hide underneath the lasers so you couldn't see me, and then I would jump out and chase them out of the room and then go back to that spot and hide until the next guest came in.
Scaring people kind of comes naturally to me. I scare my mom on a daily basis. I'm pretty sure any child does that. Any person would do that to their mother just to have fun or whatever. Scaring the people this year was tough. Every night I tried to do a new thing every single time, and it was just, I couldn't find it, but then finally I did. The snarling and all that, like I got that down, and then I love being able to just pop out of nowhere. Or, you know, I do it at work all the time.
After 4 weeks of non-stop excitement, actors just evolving into something that I couldn't have even dreamt of in the beginning, the guests enjoying themselves with this experience that we've given them. We have reached the final day. Sunday was a very wet day. The forecast started off not being in our favor, really. And at one point, I was even thinking about just calling it, not even opening up. But, you know, I had to do something. You know, I couldn't end it this way. So we're going to go out there. I'm going to get Josh to pump up all the actors before we get started. And, yep, just about. And then we're going to open it up.
Woo! Who is ready? Who's ready? Let me hear you scream. Let me hear you roar. Who's in trouble now? Yeah. What are you gonna do to me? Let's kill some people. Let's do it. Let's kill some people. Let's do it. Bring them in. Let's go. Woo! It's on tonight. Ah! Oh! You two ready? Mondo? You ready, Josh? We're ready! Carson! Woo! Who's ready to scream?
Where are you going?
Wherever you're going, brother.
Oh, well, then come in here so I can work on you.
Help me, please! Please don't leave me here, please!
That actually fucking got me.
There you go!
That's great.
It's raining bad.
The weather's impacting the rest of our night. We only have about a half hour to go, but the actors are getting cold, uncomfortable, so I want to make sure they're taken care of first. So, after ending the night a half hour shy of closing due to the weather, I noticed that the actors were just exhausted. You can look at them; they were just drained completely. I was drained completely. Just everything over the past 6 months of putting this project together and making sure it ran correctly, it was all draining. So it was kind of nice to know that we were at the end and that we had done what we had sent out to do.
The differences between how we had it set up from the backyard to having a much larger space, it definitely helped out. We got more people to go through. We had more time to, you know, prepare for everything. Because of the rain made it, you know, really bad. But all in all, compared to last year, I believe this year beat it by a landslide.
I think towards the end of the season, everybody got more comfortable with what they were doing. The actors knew the role that they had to play, and they did a great job at it. Going in there doing makeup was so much easier because everybody knew exactly what had to get done and the time frame it needed to get done in. It was a great group of people, and I cannot wait until we all get together again.
We had a really good run with what we started off, because you know when you start things, they're always slow. And we had a great crew, we had a great acting base, and we had a great makeup team as well. I wouldn't have been Bone Daddy without certain people, and I appreciate that a lot. And when I changed even to the Firstborn, I had a problem with that, but it was okay. I was really happy with all it went going down, and I'll do it again whenever they ask. Just don't tell my wife. I'm kidding.
All of our actors were awesome. Took the advice that we were giving or the attendees gave. And we eventually got it where some of our actors were helping the other actors be either in an adjacent room or in the same room. We moved some people around because some of our actors we felt worked very good with some of the other ones, and it increased the experience in that room. I know we had people that were parking attendants, people that became actors, and some actors that became something else. We were pretty flexible with trying to make everyone comfortable, and we found a position that suited them, that they were comfortable in. But yeah, in the whole scheme of it it improved, and I think the actors realized that too by the end. Like, they grew into the character that they wanted, and made a big difference with the haunt.
Is everyone here? Josh, do me a favor. Can you ask Jenny to count the final tickets, please?
Relay.
You what?
I ran around the entire parking lot to scare her again.
I saw that. They love the twins. I went in with that group.
Oh, of course they love
and
the twins. I chased them 5 times. Yeah.
I mean, it was just crazy. So I want to thank everyone for participating this year. I know I asked a lot of you guys. The theme is going to be completely different for next year. That's right. A couple other people will be in charge. Some others won't be. And but I welcome all of you to come back for auditions next year for it. This would have not been able to be done with with just me and these guys, but with everyone. The actors, you guys really pushed, and you all just opened up. I know a couple of you in the beginning, you were like beating yourselves up, but by tonight, for the past 4 weeks, you guys really opened up. And some of you know who you are too. And you guys got to be really proud of you for doing that. So, again, I thank you.
I'm very proud of everybody. I had a very critical wife come through tonight, and she definitely said we ramped it up to like a 10. She said it's so much better than the first time she went through, and we just kept getting better and better and better each day.
Next year is going to be even better, bigger, more terrifying, and it'll be the first of its kind, I'm hoping, for Berks County in the Northeast. All is mine for this year. We're gonna try to incorporate it into the haunt, but we'll see. But it should be pretty cool to have a water tower in my backyard.
How are you guys doing? I just want to say hi to everybody. Thank you for working with us today, and especially me. I know I'm a little crazy, but we're gonna get this all to work out well, aren't we?
Get this on camera. Don't open haunts. They're not worth it. All right. Compose yourself.
Mary had a little lamb, its heart was black as coal. It crept into her room one night and ate her soul.